also. He knows some of the cases that I worked on, or at least he knew the people I was going after. Bernie was mates at school with Terry Falconer, he tells me. For years, I led the investigation after Terry's body was discovered, dismembered, his limbs and torso wrapped in plastic bags, floating in the Hastings River. Bernie's also seen me in the papers, he says, in the stories about my upcoming trial, which is due to start next month and where I will be the one accused of doing something criminal. The charges are 4 counts of illegally recording my conversations with a witness. To Bernie's mind, he says, I'm still a cop, whatever the court outcome. This has never been done before, he growls, where 2 of us from the opposite sides are sitting down and actually talking. He says the scene reminds him of the gangster movie Heat, where an armed robber, played by Robert De Niro, is sitting in a diner, over coffee, facing Al Pacino, who's playing a career detective. In the movie, you can tell the 2 men like each other. Each of them confesses something. Pacino talks about his failing marriage. De Niro says a guy once told him to never let yourself get attached to something you're not prepared to walk out on. I don't have anything else, says Pacino. Neither do I. I don't much want to either. Neither do I. Pacino says that now they've sat there, face to face, if he had to put De Niro away, he won't like it. But as a cop, if he had to, if it meant saving another innocent life, then he would kill De Niro. De Niro nods. He says there is a flip side. What if he has to shoot Pacino? Bernie looks straight at me and I know what he's thinking. What if he and I had come face to face with one another, back when we were working? As a young cop, I was part of the armed hold-up squad, set up to target crooks like Bernie. The squad got a reputation for shooting first and asking questions later. Bernie would have been a desperate man, ready to do anything to secure his freedom. It would have been simple. Now, everything is complicated. Bernie has done his time in prison. He's going straight. A month from now, in February 2020, my trial will take place inside a confined, windowless Sydney courtroom. 2 months after that, in April, the magistrate will deliver his judgment. He'll find my evidence is unbelievable. My actions were above and beyond legality. I will be disgraced, found guilty on all 4 charges I am facing, meaning I will become, like Bernie was, a criminal. Round 1. On the side of the angels. I worry that this might go badly. I don't want to provoke old hurts for both of us, so before calling Kathy Noland, I decide that, if the conversation starts going where I fear it might do, I will say something innocent like, I have to go, just checking in, and cut it short, leaving her alone. But Kathy wants to talk to me. I've been thinking about you, she says when I call in April 2020, a few days after being found guilty in court and a few months after my meeting with Bernie Matthews. Kathy says that she's been watching the news about my trial on TV. She asks how I'm coping. Badly, I think. Before, I had a clear idea of who I was. I was a detective. I caught killers. In the cops, we used to say we were on the side of the angels. Now I've been judged. I am the crooked former detective, convicted of recording conversations with a witness. But I'm convinced I did the right thing. Those conversations took place when I was leading the investigation into the disappearance of a young boy, 3-year-old William Tyrrell, who went missing in September 2014. In them, I was talking to a witness, asking about things that troubled us in his evidence, trying to work out if we should rule the man in or out of our investigation. That was my job. I was a detective. I first met Kathy 10 years before William went missing, when I was leading the investigation after her daughter's body was discovered in February 2004, lying in bushland near some playing fields in Western Sydney. Neither case has been solved yet. Thank you for remembering about me, says Kathy. Of course, I say. Her voice is a comfort, reminding me of when the world was simple, divided into good and bad, with me